Dude,
That
you're like who's that guy from Police Academy that does all the sounds?
shit. It's amazing.
Something Michael Winslow. You're like Michael Winslow, but for one sound. But you
It's
like
just the one.
you do it in such a Winslowian quality.
It's amazing that he was cast in a movie to make, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people that can do things that are impressive in real life, but they'd be pretty much useless in the format of making a movie. But that guy was like, I'm really good at sound effects. I have to do them in person.
Get me the best burper. Get me the best burper now.
I need one of those guys who can put his hand, cup it in his armpit, and make like. I'm too fat to do that now. I used to be able to do that as a kid, and I was like pretty good at it. But now my armpit isn't the right shape anymore because there's too much lard.
I wanted to comment on the shape of your armpits, but it never came up naturally until now.
I'm glad that you let it come up naturally because you know how self-conscious I am about the shape of my armpits.
Since you brought it up, I mean, while this is open.
Hey, since you was asking.
Jeff, has anyone ever told you you need to get some work done, like specifically in the piddle region?
Of all the places that I've been told to do work, that is not one of them.
Dude, I'm just gonna start off. So this is our first off-season episode in a while. Was it our first off-season episode ever? Like, did we do any last off-season? I don't think we did.
Did we take the whole thing off? I feel like we must have done at least a little bit of like transfer gossip and whatnot. But yeah,
was it like international stuff? I don't remember. I thought we had something that we did. Maybe a transfer bit or two.
Yeah, because last summer was that weird. Should have not been, or should have been the World Cup, but wasn't. But still wasn't because it's a Winter World Cup. Yeah, it was a weird time last summer.
It was. But this is our first off-season episode, so this is going to be a little different, right? Different pace than the Premier League season episodes you get, where we have things to react to and say, even though we don't do a great job of it.
Although, weirdly, like for me, so much, I follow sports in a very only child way, where so much of it is I just need to have something to think about instead of staring at the abyss. And the transfer season is kind of nice for that because there's just a constant stream of news. Whereas like in the middle of the Premier League season on like a Tuesday, you know, there'd be some guy trying to post like on Twitter and it's just like random photos of training or something. I'm like, this isn't enough for me. Whereas like now every day, like journalists are lying to me where I have to use my imagination to recreate my entire team. And so like weirdly, like, obviously, you're missing the great dessert entertainment of watching a match once a week or maybe even twice a week. But the everyday drip of content is actually really nice this time of year.
Well, for many clubs.
Well, I mean, but so, yeah, we're burying the lead there. But Manchester United seem to not want to buy players so far. And so have you guys just descended into crazy conspiracy theories? Like, are you going to be buying RFK Jr. or anything like that?
How do you know that we're considering RFK Jr.? We're monitoring RFK Jr.
I saw him repping out push-ups. That dude is vax free. He's got the heart of a lion.
I mean, if you're asking me what's up, we can switch into who you sign in, but like. You'd think Manchester United subreddit would be ablaze with transfer rumors, right? I'd hit refresh. The latest story is Luke Shaw set to start 10th season as a Red.
Wow, slow news month.
So last night, I'm doing this all out of order. All right, there is news. We'll talk about it in a second. But from a who you sign in perspective, nibbling on Mason Mount's tippy toes, nibbling on Onana as a possible replacement for De Gea, whose contract runs out in like 5 days.
This is the gayest possible way you could have explained that your interest in a player. So go back to nibbling on Mason Mount's toes.
Well, because that's all we're doing. We're not signing anyone. We're like sort of tickling the idea of entertaining, possibly, maybe at some point signing him.
Jesus.
Like every other club in the top whatever has signed at least one, if not two players already.
Is that true, or does it just feel like
Yeah,
it's true?
it's true.
This sounds like, like in middle school when you assume everyone else is sexually active but you. That's what you sound like right now. I think basically it's only Arsenal that are sexually active.
What an Arsenal thing to say, Jeff. Only Arsenal, fuck. No, I think it's. I mean, Chelsea signed Nkunku like well before
True.
anything happened. They've also signed someone else. I can't remember who, and they're offloading players like left and right. City have already signed someone. Liverpool have already signed someone. Spurs have already signed someone. Who else? Brighton maybe haven't.
They're waiting to sell some people.
They're about to. But yeah, like Harry Kane might go to Bayern Munich. Like it's pretty dark days. Like I feel like we'll end up with a goalie because they won't go into the season without one. But like it might be like Onana, Mount, and a striker who's not good enough to be starting striker for Manchester United. That's the window. And not all those players will be on the preseason tour, which means that it'll be a weird sort of delayed start to the season for
Treat
them.
The first month as the preseason like you did last season.
Yeah, let's just drop kick 2 or 3 wins into the garbage as a way to start the season.
Working on the checkmate of getting to pay $20 million more for all these players like they did last season.
Thanks. I feel better. I feel
cheer you up.
I feel like this section's maybe better for you to talk about, Jeff, because there's not much to react to over here in Manchester town.
The level of stupidity among Arsenal and United fans, I think, is about equal, more or less. This is debatable, but I think it's. I think they're two of the dumber fan bases, and which explains why we're a part of them. But I think you guys are just doing it in reverse, where like eventually there's going to be a point where you guys have panic buys that actually kind of look good on paper, and who knows, maybe they'll actually be good signings, but it's going to happen later in the window. Whereas for us, we have bought players early, seem to be doing good business. I mean, there are 2 players right now that are so close to being official that I would be shocked if they don't come. I'm speaking, of course, of Kai Havertz and Declan Rice. And that one seems to like even just minutes ago be like done deal. Mm-hmm. But everybody's on vacation right now. Plus, I mean, the window hasn't officially even opened yet, right? It doesn't open until next week, I guess. And so...
Yeah, but people have been doing deals since last year.
But like, I just think everybody's a little slow to do announcements and like make it like totally Facebook official. But ultimately, Arsenal have already done 2 really nice pieces of business, 2 very versatile players. There's some other guys that are in the pipeline, but I feel like there's this really high chance that we sign like the 3 players we're going to sign, maybe more, maybe a 4th. I'd be kind of surprised if there's like a 4 legitimate first team players that we sign this summer, and then we're going to be done. And then by the end of July, our fan base will be suicidal because they're like, well, we haven't signed, you know what I mean? Because
why though? If you've got all that added to a really strong foundation, why be suicidal? That's ridiculous.
Schuyler, don't use logic on the Arsenal fan base. It never works. No, but it really does happen that way, where it's like you forget those signings that you had locked up in June. They don't count in July emotionally, and everyone's going to be freaking out. And I actually think that it should be the opposite, because you want to get the deals done quickly. You want to have like, I don't know, players settling in. Like
you want them on preseason. You ideally want no players to arrive late, although sometimes deals don't present themselves until the last minute, and you jump on it. But don't you? Sure. Who would you want to not be integrated with the plans?
I want Declan Rice having an office orientation, sexual harassment training, and to get his key fob to the training center tomorrow. I just want to get some of that HR stuff out of the way for him so that he
That's funny, because I'd probably be replacing a player who didn't get that orientation.
Yeah, we've seen what happens. No, strangely. I mean, that is an interesting thing to talk about. I mean, we've covered to death the actual sort of crimes that he may or may not have committed, looking like he probably did. But I think he went from being the most important player to on our team to us selling him like for discount parts to some Italian team very quickly this season. And like I feel like there were so many other things going on, like us losing the league, that no one wanted to talk about. Like, oh, why is Thomas Partey just not starting when healthy now?
I mean, I don't know that I can relitigate that chain of events, but like spending $100 million on a central midfielder known for his defensive game sounds like moving on to me.
Yeah. Although strangely, I kind of felt like I was sort of I think we've signed Havertz to play the position that I thought we were going to play Rice in, because I sort of thought of Rice as I mean, Rice is versatile, and I kind of thought he was going to be more like the new Xhaka rather than the new Partey, and that I still thought that like things were going to run through Partey and then occasionally Jorginho at the very back, but it is looking more and more, unless there's like a big tactical change up, which also happens every year and we never see it coming. We're always looking for like who is going to directly replace this player, and then we're confused. But if we play like we did last season, I'm not sure if I know what Rice's best role in that team is. Like, does he really want to be the guy who's basically an extra defender because he's kind of too good for that offensively?
I think he's like Michael Carrick with more of a goal in him. But I still think he's the player you want in front of your back four.
He's the 6. Yeah.
I think. I mean, I don't know him really well, but like we're not friends. Yeah. But that was my impression of him this whole time, because I thought he was a future United player for the same reason we went and bought Casemiro, was because we just haven't had anyone who's been able to do that for nigh on 6 years, 5 years, whatever.
Do you think there's any chance this season Casemiro has a similar arc on the field where the wheels fall off at some point for him?
I hope it's not because of alleged sexual assault. But I don't know, man. He seemed pretty amazing, except the few times he didn't. So yeah. I don't know if I have the ability to doubt him just yet. But yeah, he's going to be, what, 32?
It's very soon. I think he's still 31. But yeah, I mean, I was interested in this because if you did a sort of blind taste test of the comparison stats of all the like elite, holding midfielders, he might have the best numbers from last season, which I was surprised by, because I knew he was doing like a great job, but you hear nothing, or you can't stop hearing about Partey and Rice and Caicedo and Rodri and all these other guys that play that position. And so I kind of figured he would be like coming in, on the edge of like the 4th or 5th best at that position in the league. But you could make a pretty strong case he was the best defensive midfielder in the Premier League last year.
Well, I hate to think of where we'd be without him, because just him scoring goals alone, he saved our ass like more than a handful of times in big moments. Yeah. Like against Chelsea, against both Chelsea matches, like he shows up, with the exception of when he got red card sniped a couple times by the same douchebag. Sorry, we're rambling, but the thing I want to ask you, Jeff.
Yeah,
I think the Rice signing, a lot of money. He will be a player that fans might complain about, because if they're looking for like the flashier things to come from their £100 million player, like I use Carrick as a great example because United fans miss his presence, but he really was not a highlight reel player.
Right.
So like I wonder if they'll complain about him despite the fact that he'll be exactly what he is supposed to be.
Yeah, he definitely could be a price tag victim, I think. I mean, it's tough though, because when you
he'll be great, he won't be bad.
When you look at players that people have paid that much for, there's kind of not that many that are doing great. You know what I mean? There's a lot more Coutinhos than Mbappe's, and so how does one become worth £105 million? That's a lot.
How does Harry Maguire go for 80?
Yeah.
But you think about it, like I've heard this so many times said by, other more qualified sports journalists, but like if Harry Maguire was a 35 million pound center back, he probably would be in the middle of an okay average career at this club. Like he would have been basically Lindelof.
Yeah.
Because who would need to criticize that more than is necessary, whereas everyone piles on. Same thing with Pogba, because we spent all that money to bring him back. And a lot of this is United makes bad decisions, which puts their players in a position where they need to overperform in order to,
Right.
emerge unscathed. I think he'll be fine. I just think Arsenal fans, to your earlier point, might not all notice how he's contributing. And
For sure.
And complain because of that. The thing I think is weirder is actually Kai Havertz. I kind of thought he didn't fit into your team based on who you already have.
I do think that like we're at the point now where at least one person is going to be unhappy because apparently, and actually, I guess this hasn't gone all the way through, and who knows if it will now. But like Reece Nelson is supposed to resign. We have Saka, Jesus, and Martinelli up front.
And Smith Rowe is another one of those floaty players.
Exactly. He's coming back, and he's looked good like in England under 21 games this summer. Like he's finally healthy. So he's emerged. Then you had Trossard that we bought last year, and he played a great half season with us. So
it's like 8 or 9 people for like 4 or 5 spots on the field.
Right. I mean, and I guess it depends on how you sort of put the pieces out, but like really you could put Havertz and Odegaard kind of in the same class of like, because we're basically playing with 5 attackers. And so I don't know. You pick a few of those guys and tell them they don't get to play very much, and that's going to be tough.
I mean, I don't know that either one of them would be happy with being 30-minute subs for the other one. I don't know. Maybe you play them both next to each other, and then you've just got that central defensive midfielder staying back the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, and that is an intriguing option, especially if we had like this time last year's Thomas Partey around. Mm-hmm. Whereas like, do you really want to put Declan Rice on an island back there without a pivot, without, where he's not sharing any responsibility? It's like, it's all you, kid. Welcome. I think that'd be a lot of responsibility. So I don't know. I don't know how it fits in, but I also think that a lot of these moves, it's like, it's so easy for us to think in terms of 11s when the reality is like Arsenal have to start thinking in terms of 25. And we kind of didn't this year because we only had 13 good players, and it looked like we might win the league if we just ran them into the ground. But I think I think everybody that they're bringing in is versatile, can play across a few different positions, and you can imagine them getting a lot of minutes in the Champions League and whatnot. And then, I don't know, I also wouldn't be too surprised if, we had at least 1 or 2 outgoings in that area of the field, if not now in January.
But you speak of versatility, and versatility is a good ability, but a lot of times players are spoken of, oh, they can play there, but are they great there? Rashford can play on the right. I don't want him to play on the right ever. I'm wondering, in my opinion, Kai Havertz is a lot of money to spend on someone that is, I feel like, almost a like-for-like replacement with Odegaard.
Oh, yeah. I think he brings some different things to the table. He's big, and he's one of the only forwards we have that are big.
But in terms of, like, squad balance, like, when Kai Havertz was moonlighting as, like a false 9 turn striker kind of player for Chelsea, like, I remember seeing him score a handful of, like, classy goals and then not really doing much else. He certainly is talented, but like when you get tossed around every year to like a different position, it's technically like he's played 3 different positions in 3 consecutive seasons if he is playing in the central midfield for you guys. Like you wonder if he starts to, maybe if that halts his development. He's 24 now, right?
Yeah, it's definitely getting to be like put up or shut up time just in his career.
But
I don't know.
60 million pounds for someone that you can say that about, and I
That's
know
the other crazy thing where I'm like, I wouldn't hate this deal at all if
if
we
it was
bought
40.
him at fire sale prices. You know what I mean? Like if we're saying like, fine, fuck you, Chelsea, and we're taking him for 25, 35 off of their hands, then I'm like, I don't know, like figure out what to do with him. Like sometimes you have to buy a used car because the deal is good enough, and you find a spot in the garage. But we kind of paid. Although interestingly, he's another one of those players that you forget how much he was like as a 21-year-old or 22-year-old. He was sold for 90 million, and so in a way, we are getting a discount on him. And I do think that he's an incredible talent, but yeah, I don't know. It feels like we've probably overpaid based on his contribution in the Premier League so far.
I'm wondering if you had other things you could have done with that money. I don't know. Does Arsenal have
Yeah.
limitless money this summer? Because those are two massive purchases.
Yeah, I mean, that's who would? Oh no, besides Pepe, because Havertz is right nipping at the edge, and I guess it depends on which currency that 65 is. But he might be, if it hadn't been for Rice, he might be our club record signing. I think because I think 65 million pounds. That's well, was Pepe 72 million pounds or was it 72 million euros? I know it was 72 million something.
You're asking the wrong jabroni.
Word. No, but I think if he wasn't our club record signing, he might have been. And it's just he gets overshadowed this summer because we're gonna break the 3-digit barrier. But
I wonder if you guys are gonna need another goalie.
You think so?
I think Matt Turner is good enough to be starting somewhere. And I'm wondering if he's going to want to be playing club football more regularly, over the next few years leading up to the 2026 World Cup in America, in the United States of America.
I think that you are right, but you're a year ahead. I think
but he's
next
getting
summer,
close to 30.
But he's been here for one season. And in that season, it's not like he was so dominant that like we're batting away suitors. I think he started to settle in. I think he needs to like actually play well in his Carabao Cup appearances and whatnot this year, and then he can earn himself a flight somewhere.
He's become the indisputed number one for the United States. Undisputed?
Yeah.
Undisputed.
Undisputed.
But indisputable? Did we just find out what was wrong with English?
There's a hole in this matrix called the English language. You just found it.
I'm seeing glitches. There's like a black cat that just walked by my computer.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Smith, behind you. No. Was that his name? Agent Smith.
Mr. Anderson. I don't like the smell. I'm revolted by it. That's kind of not a bad impression to just bust out, right?
Yes, but what is it of?
Agent Smith. It's like it's.
Oh, is that how he talks?
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
I feel like I nailed them. I nailed the mannerisms, man. I nailed the way he says and pronounces certain consonants. Ooh, chills down my own spine.
Congratulations. Thanks.
All right. Let's switch from Arsenal as a topic to sadness. So basically, this section is at home is called Qatar Dar. So Qatar Dar is, other than a really funny way to say it, it's just like, try saying it, Jeff. It's pretty funny to say.
It sounds like
Qatar Dar. Qatar Dar.
Qatar Dar. I'm your Qatar Dar Binks. Misa behind Manchester United.
All right, let's be careful. That could get clipped up by our fan.
Impersonations.
Yeah, you sounded just like Sting.
Misa, so jealous. Inside it's cold and dry.
We only live in Boron Tatooine.
That was Simon and Garfunkel. It wasn't Sting.
What was I thinking of? The only Englishman in New York is probably what I was thinking of.
Is that a Sting? Oh, that's
a good one. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. Which again, it's like I got the topic right and in New York right, and then I fucked up the rest of the song title. And
I felt like on some deep level, you're correct that Paul Simon and Sting have like a similar energy to them.
No, but Englishman in New York, only living boy in New York. You surely must see the
Sure.
thematic
Yeah.
getting off at the wrong exit.
Totally.
Fuck, what are we talking about? All right, so
Tardar. Binks.
So, this just was released by Bloomberg that Qatar is now very confident of winning the bid ultimately. So it's not an official announcement, although I think there was a shareholders meeting today, which we just found out about like all the financial crap about how we owe like $750 million. Yeah. Yikes. Heavy stuff. That's Carson. I don't know. I feel so insecure now. I have to like tell you the name of the impression after I do it. But yeah, it sounds like Qatar is likely going to own the club at some point this year. Maybe not in time for this transfer window at all, but like there's gonna be a topic on this show every episode.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, when they say confident, like, are you in like we're just waiting to see it officially confident, or are you confident the way Arsenal was like 5 months ago about getting Declan Rice when it was still a long way from
here? I'll read you the article. Qatar Group now confident of winning Manchester United race. This is from Bloomberg Sports. So deal for the storied football club has been beset with delays. Yep, duh. Structure of Jim Ratcliffe offer opposed by some shareholders. And then I can't read the rest of the story without logging in. So let me see if they posted it in the. Here's a quote. Those within the inner circle of the Qatari bid have now begun communicating their confidence of victory and believe it's just a matter of time before an official announcement is made, according to the people. As the sale unfolds, Manchester United has we have about £260 million available for player purchases in the transfer window. So we have that from like a credit perspective, meaning that the Glazers could max out the credit card if Qatar is going to be owning us by like October, and they would assume that credit.
Wow.
But
you'd be a cool bill in debt then.
Yeah, but they don't. They're making that debt. If Qatar wins, they're wiping the debt away on day one. Like they're just paying it all off. Wow. Which would be positive from a club health perspective. I still think we would be limited in terms of how much we can spend. We need to sell £100 million worth of players in order to be able to spend £200. Regardless of what they said is available on the credit card, it's like financial fair play will fuck us if we don't have $100 million incoming. But we don't have like Chelsea's ability. But Chelsea's like Hakeem Ziyech. £100 million to Saudi Arabia. We think that's fair.
That is the other one that will kill me. Is like we're going to sell these people off from Arsenal for 17 mil, 5 mil. When I'm like, will you please go to Saudi and take the 500 mil? God.
But that's blood money too. That's like the same thing as being owned by them, man. So it's like we're all starting to get our clubs are all getting their hands dirty,
we're
and
exactly the same culpability.
We're not though. We're totally not. But we're all starting to be touched by it. Is the way to put it.
I do think that like when they bought Ronaldo, I kind of thought like, okay, fine, this is like a Beckham to MLS thing. Like I didn't have any. I'm a little bit shocked by how many like Premier League quality players are going to be playing in Saudi Arabia next year. And there's a little concern, especially maybe just because almost 100%, not that I'm a golf fan, but the way they set up that like parallel universe of golf and like suddenly the PGA Tour, which had just been the thing forever, was like in jeopardy of not being the competition. That's wild to me that it like, I don't know, how many more transfer windows would they need before they've like moved the capital of football to Riyadh?
So I've been thinking about that. I don't think that's possible. I really don't.
No,
I really don't. First, I think the golf thing is in a way easier because all you got to do for the golf thing, you're not paying salaries. You're not paying contracts, right? You're paying prize money.
guess.
So you just got to dangle the prize money, and golfers are free to come over and do whatever the fuck they want, right?
I don't think that's how golf works. I think because I don't think you could compete in both. I think you had to choose between.
No, of course. But if the prize money's there, then it's easy. Everyone's a free agent all the time.
Yeah, that's true. And then
Whereas
also, it's like
to
numbers wise, they would have already been done buying a golf league now because they've bought like 15 good players.
right, and
But
they have tons of money concentrated into a few people, but they don't have like infinite money. They really don't. Like fossil fuels are diminishing as like their money is not increasing at the moment. They don't have 200 billion to spend on making Saudi Arabia League the number one league. Like they could spend 200 billion, buy a shit ton of great players, but it would still kind of feel like a puddle of water in a desert. It really would. It's inauthentic. They don't have the crowds to have like a Premier League's worth of insanity. They don't.
They think that they're going to become a tourist destination for this, which I think I buy that totally for. I buy that totally for golf. If they wanted to dangle a bunch of money for a giant tennis tournament, whether a part of the tour or not, I could see that working. I could see so many sporting events that become tourist destinations. The one thing that I think would not work is if you just steal everyone's favorite toy and then put it in.
Come to my house now.
Yeah, and it's like, well, but I don't want to, or like, but if I do, I'm not gonna be that happy about it, and I'm not gonna come very often, and I'm not gonna spend a lot of money on tours and things
on your house.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stay any longer than I have to. Also, I heard that no one drinks at your house.
Also, I just want to say something super fucked up. I just maybe decided this wasn't the podcast to do that on anymore.
Your heart just grew 3 sizes, Schuyler.
No, because I was going to make a joke about the bad behaviors of the Saudi government, but it was like pretty dark. I'd rather not. Never mind. Let's keep going.
How much better of podcasters do you think we'd have to be before they consider dismembering us in an embassy somewhere?
That's kind of where my instinct comes from.
Right, that was my point. I was trying to guess your joke.
Yeah, let's not do it, man. I mean, there's plenty of me. They could cut a piece off and I'd still be alive probably. That's worse than the thing I was gonna say. Fuck, Schuyler. All right, you want to switch to the next topic?
Anything.
All right, anything. So we're going to do, because there's no matches this summer, we're going to switch from matches to games, where Jeff and I play some of our famous, really fun, not number-based games.
Yes, our very fun and well-organized games.
We had a spazzy sort of text message exchange this morning where I said, oh my God, Jeff, we got to write questions, and we both went off and wrote questions. We wrote each other's questions like we wrote each other's vows. We do not know if they're comparable. One of us might be way more in love with the other one. So Jeff might stomp me. There's no way of telling what the strength of schedule is for these questions. But Jeff, am I correct in understanding we each have 40 points worth of game here?
Yes. Am I confident in my ability to count to 40? I'd say as confident as the Qataris are, but not as confident as Arsenal are to sign.
Let's regularly declare the score. Cool?
Mm-hmm. Cool.
All right. How do you want to do this? I think what we had discussed is one big question, one big roster-based question, and then a bunch of other little sniper points.
Yes. And I do have a question because after I looked up the roster, I realized that it's never quite as neat and tidy as you remember. There's like basically about 20, I guess there's 23 guys on the roster at a time, but over the course of the season, you might have 40 guys that get a game here or there. And I was planning on doing it like you get 23 guesses. And if you happen to guess some guy that played once.
I Googled the roster of this season, and this is the list that I was given.
What source are you using? Are you using like Wikipedia or?
Am I using Wikipedia?
Or like what? I don't know. Like, is it goal.com? Is it transfer
Here's the
mark?
thing. I don't think you're gonna guess a player that just played once or twice that season. So I don't. I think I got the main players.
That's probably true. I just know that. So I am using Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, and there's like guys on there where I'm like, oh, well, yeah, okay. He had 2 appearances in the.
I used. You're gonna laugh. Oh my god! I didn't look at what the source was. Genius.com, like Rap Genius.
They've annotated it.
Yeah, I mean they did like a whole like visual layout and everything.
I did not know that they had that kind of information. That's insane.
You know what though? Like if I fuck up, Jeff, then you'll get a bonus point. How about that?
Yes. I can take all the bonus points that I can get.
All right. Who do you want? Like, how about we break it up where we each do the roster game, then we each do the. So, do you want to guess roster first, or do you want to be the host?
I want to guess roster.
All right. Jeff is not going to do this, but I'm going to share my screen if I can. Oop, there's the share screen layout. Present.
I've never tried this before.
Not at all. All right. Select this window. What the fuck?
What year did you choose?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Not yet?
Not yet. Not until I get into this goddamn shit. All right. It's like allow StreamYard to see your screen, and I'm like, yeah. Like what? Why? Like it's not like letting me press allow. Fucking. This is great podcasting. StreamYard. No, not.
I think we might have to use our words on this podcast.
Oh, wow! Holy shit!
Whoa,
Shit!
look
Shit!
at
Shit!
that.
Shit! Shit!
That's amazing. The cave of
right.
infinity.
What you can't see if you're just listening, I mean, why aren't you watching live? I'm sharing screen with StreamYard, the service that we use to podcast, which is showing another picture within a picture within a picture within a picture, and I see a GIF that is the size of 1 grain of sand at the end of it. All right.
In that Jeff is a Jeff that's microscopic.
Can you see or no? Can you not see?
I can see.
You can see my Google Doc?
Invincible Squad, yes.
All right, Jeff. So you are going to guess the Invincible Squad, and I even gave you the ability to guess the manager. I think you're going to fuck that one up. But it's 23 total points. You have a manager, you have 3 goalies, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 defenders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 midfielders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forwards.
This is going to humble me because I wasn't watching this team. Like, I wish
I thought that was a fair game.
Sure. I mean, it's like, it's the most famous roster. It'd be like if I gave you Class of 92.
Or even 99. I wasn't watching the treble team yet.
Oh, were you not?
No.
Oh. Okay. Well, let's get it on.
All right.
I'm going to suck.
I'm just going to copy and paste this from my own
record keeping.
If you get it right. Yeah, so who do you think the manager of the Arsenal Invincible squad was, Jeff?
I believe his name was Arsene Wenger.
Show me Arsene Wenger.
Boom.
Correct, Jeff. You've got a point there.
Even the starting goalkeeper, I should know, but I'm like slightly hesitant because is it David Shaman?
Oops, I shouldn't have done that.
It wasn't easy because he was the guy. He was earlier. He was like the guy that Wenger first won the league with.
But what if he's one of the other goalies? I feel like you should just guess 3 goalies, and then we'll see how many of them you get when I go to reveal it, right? Because what if he's...
Man.
I can't see either. All right, no, I can look
all credibility here.
I can look on another screen. All right, I'll look on another screen.
Yeah.
All right, so... Oh, wait. Oh, you're highlighting it? What's happening? Oh, no,
I'm not. You're just seeing it on 2 screens.
This is as good as you've come to expect from our little podcast. All right.
Even better.
So, How does this work? It should just be like you should just name players, and if they're on the list, they're on the list.
Let's skip. I can see the goalkeeper
I'm gonna stop
now
sharing.
that's not the ponytail David Shaman.
I'm gonna stop sharing. This was a failed. This was a failed experiment. But you've got 1 point for Arsene Wenger so far.
Okay, let's go to defenders.
Oh wait, no wait. So, do you know any of those other goalies? I mean, I fucked up.
I don't think I do.
All right.
I mean, no. Before I mean, I'll say like Manone. No, he's too old or too young. Oh man.
Would you have guessed those before I accidentally showed you all of the answers?
The thing is, I couldn't see it very well, so I didn't like. I would have had to really try to see it, and I didn't cheat. But who boy, I'm just gonna have to skip. I'm just gonna have to take the L on the goalkeepers. For
defenders, then. So
for defenders, Ashley Cole.
All right, so ding. That's one.
We have on the other side. We have Bold, Steve Bold.
No.
What?
No.
Oh wow, he's another one of the old.
Not according to Rap Genius, motherfucker.
Yeah, shots fired. This ill diss track you've cooked up for me. Martin Keown.
All right. Yeah. So ding. That's two.
Let's see who else. Martin Keown. Tony Adams.
Nope.
He was also gone by then. Wow. Saul Campbell.
Ding. That's three. 3 defenders you've gotten.
Is it 3 defenders or is it? Oh yeah, it is 3 defenders.
You've gotten 3 of the 7.
Wacky one in there on the right side, wasn't there?
If only we had some sort of like fun off-brand Jeopardy music we could play.
Why don't you just hum our theme song, but with the feeling of Jeopardy?
Bum, 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 bum.
Another perfect impression.
Bum, bum. Fuck you.
Let's see. I know though. Is the right back's not? Is Squillaci on this team as a defender?
He's not. I feel like we're getting near the end of the arbitrary amount of time that we did not discuss.
Yeah. Okay.
So
we'll move on to the midfield.
So you're gonna go. Do you want me to read you these names? I feel like it'd be more interesting.
Yeah, read me the positions I've missed so far. Some of them are gonna wait. Overmars.
Wait. Hold on, Jeff.
Huh.
Hold the phone. So goalkeeper, your options were Jens Lehmann. I should have done this.
Yes, that's the one that I should have known.
Stuart Taylor.
Yeah, never heard that name before.
Rami Shaban. Shaaban.
Rami Shaban. Invincibles.
Then for the defenders, you got, was it Ashley Cole?
Yep.
Martin Keown?
Yep.
And Sol Campbell?
Yes.
You missed Pascal Sagan, which I always thought was one of the most interesting names in the league. Arsenal had a lot of interesting sounding names in those early 2000s. Gael Clichy.
Oh, I should have had him. He was the right back.
Colo Torre.
Oh, and I really should have had him. Some of these I know, but I just was choking.
And then a player who just has like a girl's first name, Lauren.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But I don't remember Lauren, so I feel like Lauren might have been the 7th of those 7 defenders.
I think he stuck around for a while though. You still hear Arsenal fans chat about him.
It's not a name I hear, so it makes me feel like maybe the streets will never forget Lauren.
Perhaps.
All right, are you ready? So you got 3 points from that, so you're on 4 points total. Are you ready to do 6 midfielders?
Patrick Vieira.
Yes. Ding.
Dennis Bergkamp. Although I guess he could be listed as second striker, or is he listed as number 10?
Do you want me to just check and give it to you no matter what, what it is?
Because there's a bunch of these in there of Ray Parler. Is he listed as a right mid or right?
So Vieira you got. Parlor you got. Bergkamp is a forward. But again, you said it.
Sure. I'll just keep going in the order they're popping into my head. Thierry Henry would have been also a forward.
Now you're making me play defense in front of 2 goals here?
Yep.
So yes, you got that right.
Pires.
Yes. Did you already say him? No, you did not. So you've got 3 midfielders of the 6, and you've got 2 forwards of the 6.
Okay. Just 2 forwards. Interesting.
Well, you've only said 2.
No, I thought Pires would have been counted as a forward and Parlor as well.
No, Pires, they're counting him as a midfielder. I remember him being a right midfielder.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's kind of like...
Yeah, you're right. It's kind of messy how they break it down. Don't worry about it.
What else? I'm trying to think who is like... It's too early for Cesc.
Too early for Cesc is going to be the name of my coming of age film that I write.
Mine's going to be too early for sex.
Well, that's the joke. The joke. That's funny to only me. Come on, Jeff. This is great podcast. This is great listening.
Good listening. I don't know. I'm gonna recognize more of the names, but
you'll know all of them.
Yeah.
But we have to have mercy on the viewer. The listener.
Doot, as they say on Jeopardy.
All right, so let's just go down what you did get. You got Patrick Vieira.
Yeah.
You got Robert Pires, and you got Ray Parlor.
Yes.
You did not mention. Oh no, then let's keep doing forwards because again, some of these might be misclassified players, right?
Sure.
So I'm not going to reveal those yet, but you got for forwards, you got Henry
and Bergkamp.
So you still have 4 potential forwards. Anybody else coming to mind that you want to throw in there? Just name a player from that team.
That's the game. Is Rocky Rocastle still around in this team?
Do not know who that is. It's not a name that's listed.
No, and then Ian Wright was already gone.
I love how old these references make you, though. And so Sir Billy Blathermore was gone by 1937, I think.
Yes, Roger Moore.
Roger Moore?
Yeah, played with us in the 30s, I think. No. I don't know. I just give up. I can't take it anymore, Schuyler.
All right, Jeff. The players that you've not yet mentioned. Freddie Ljungberg.
Oh, God. Yes.
Edu.
Yeah.
Isn't he with the club currently?
Currently, yeah.
Gilberto Silva.
Yeah.
Jose Antonio Reyes.
Yeah.
Sylvain Wiltord, which was my favorite Arsenal player name of all of the cool names that I hinted at. Like, what a name. Like, he should be like a fantasy video game, like Knight, like level 37. I'm going to butcher this. In Nwankwo Kanu. I'm never going to say the first name right, but Kanu.
I've never heard someone even attempt his first name before, but yeah, Kanu is discussed.
And then Jeremy Aliadi.
All right. That was an embarrassment.
So you got, let's say, 3 for midfield and 2 for forwards. So you, Jeff, after this first round, have 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2. Is that 9 points?
1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2. That is 9 points.
9 out of 23. All right, Jeff. Now I'm ready.
But you
be
have
the one who talks.
23 games in hand. Yes. So
you're gonna give me like 1971 Watford squad, and I'm gonna be like, you asshole.
I wasn't going to, but now I am. Now you have the 1912. No. I'm gonna be perhaps too nice. I'm going to give you the 2012 squad when we were both living in Boston and watching games together.
Oh, God. Now I have to remember you? All right, 2012 squad. This would be the Sir Alex Ferguson send-off year, I believe. Correct?
That is correct.
So we're gonna start with goalkeeper. Wait,
believe.
so then should I say Sir Alex Ferguson is the manager? Do I get a point for that?
Ding ding.
All right, so that's the only one I'm really sure of.
Really? Wow.
So let's start in the back. David De Gea, young goalie David De Gea.
Yep.
Then backup goalie to David De Gea, I want to say Sergio Romero.
Let's see. Wikipedia has
No!
out of order.
It's not Romero because he maybe came
is
for
not.
Van Hal. He came for
He is
Van
not
Hal.
there.
Thomas Kuchik.
Also not seeing that.
Who else was the backup goalie? The backup goalie is gonna kill me. Maybe I'll just come back up to it later. It wasn't.
It was not
Jesus
Thomas.
Christ. I can't even remember really. I mean, I know Howard was the goalie prior to De Gea. I can't remember if he was the final goalie before De Gea. Whatever. Let's
This
move
is
on.
nice of you to fuck this up so that I don't look like such a dipshit.
No, I can't remember any of the other backup goalies from that year because it's such a random ass year. Other than the Ferguson bit. So let's go to the back. He finished up with Ferdinand and Vidic were still playing in the back for him when he finished up, correct?
Let's see. Ferdinand, yes.
Vidic.
Actually, I really don't like the way that this shit is displayed.
I love how a quarter of our podcast is meta discussion about the podcast.
Yes, Vidic was there.
Are you typing it into what's it called? The quiz?
No, I'm control effing it because they have them in a weird order. It's kind of hard to tell. Like I think they're listing them in the order of how many yellow cards they received or something. It's like a really strange sorting.
All right, can I yell out more names? I'm trying not to overwhelm you. Evra, Patrice Evra.
Yep.
Right back, Raphael.
Yep.
I'm guessing that also means Fabio was still on the team. I don't think he'd gone to QPR yet. Da Silva?
Let me see. Oh, no, he was on loan at QPR that season.
Then that's fine.
So
doesn't count.
Pretty
It doesn't
close,
count.
But...
Let's see. There's going to be another left back. Alexander Butner?
Butner? I don't even know her. Yeah.
Was Luke Shaw already on the team? I think he might have been. He might have been like 19-year-old Luke Shaw. We just said he's been here a decade. We just said he's been here for 10 seasons, so he came. Was he an LVG signing? Fuck. All right, let's move into what else? Johnny Evans. Can I just yell out names or is that cheating?
You can yell out names.
Gary Neville maybe still on the team. He might have retired.
Evans is there.
He might have retired in 2010, Neville.
Let's see. I don't see a Neville jumping out at me, but let me double check.
It would be terrifying if one did.
Ah!
Ready to go to midfield or?
Yes.
Carrick. Scholes.
Correct. Wait.
Was Scholes still playing?
Yeah.
Giggs was still playing because he was player manager next year.
Yep.
So we're gonna say also Van Persie.
Yep.
We're gonna say Chicharito. Javier Hernandez.
Yep.
We're gonna say Wayne Rooney.
Yep.
Kagawa.
Can I get a country of origin? Yes.
Valencia. Antonio Valencia.
I believe so.
Nani?
Yes.
Fuck. I'm trying to think. Was Park still playing? Park Ji-sung
Don't
Park.
see him. Yeah, no.
What else can I say? I mean, I'm trying to wrap it up for the same reasons that I hurried you up.
All of yours are close though. Like they're like transferred out, that summer or something.
Sure. I feel like there's got to be one or two more midfielders. Anderson, Cleverly, Tom Cleverly.
Correct on Cleverly.
Get in, Cleverly, get in.
And correct on Anderson as well.
Shawcross.
No.
Fletcher, maybe?
Yes, Darren Fletcher. In the Fletcher.
And then maybe like one more striker. We had RVP, we had Rooney, Chicharito. Fuck, I can't think if there's someone else. Like Makeda.
How did you even spell that? I don't
Macheda.
Mach.
It's fine. We can be done. I can be done with this. However many points.
Got
I
it.
have.
He
I
had
got that one?
like 6 appearances that season. That's pretty good. All right.
Got to be at least 5 points there.
You got a few points. You got Sir Alex. You got De Gea. You got Ferdinand. Let's see. I should actually be counting these as I list them off. Sir Alex, De Gea, Ferdinand, Vidic, Evra, Raphael, Johnny Evans, bad handwriting, Valencia, Anderson, Carrick, Scholes, Cleverly, Nani, RVP, Chicharito, Rooney, Fletcher, and Makeda. So you got...
I wasn't counting.
18.
Out of how many?
And then, I mean, Wikipedia lists 50, but you got
Jesus
pretty much...
Christ.
You got pretty much all the main ones.
Is there like... Did I miss someone huge, like Berbatov or something? Did I fuck something up?
You did miss Berbatov.
Damn it!
Although, well, kind of. It's like, so he's on the roster, but he didn't play. Now that I'm looking at it, 0 games.
Oh, so he got sold like when the season
was
started.
He hurt or something?
To like Fulham?
Yeah, I think that sounds right. Or maybe he was even on loan with, I don't know. So De Gea, Raphael, Evra, Phil Jones, Ferdinand, Johnny Evans, Valencia, Anderson, Berbatov, not there. Wayne Rooney, Giggs, Smalling.
I miss Smalling. He was just breaking through.
The goalkeeper, Anders Lindegaard.
And I also forgot Phil Jones. Oh.
You got Vidic, Carrick, Nani, Ashley Young. Did you say him? No,
I did not say Ashley Young.
And another homegrown boy that you missed. Forward, Danny Welbeck.
I was gonna say Mason Greenwood.
Robin Van Persie. You got Scholes, Cleverly, Fletcher, Powell, Shinji Kagawa.
I'm not displeased. I'm not displeased with my performance.
But
like
pretty good.
I missed some players that are just like dough, but I guess that's the nature of the game, right? It happened a while ago, we move on. It's not top of mind.
Indeed.
All right, cool. Well,
so you
I feel
have
better
jumped
about
up to a commanding lead.
I feel better about how good for you I made the rest of the one-off questions.
We'll see.
So it's 9 versus what?
9 versus 18. Just a casual doubling so far.
Okay. All right, Jeff. First question for you on the one-off questions, of which you have 13 questions, but one of the questions is got 5 potential points. It's worth a $5. So the first question, Jeff. Leicester won the league in 2015. Fill out the rest of the top 4 that season.
Second place was Arsenal. Third place was Tottenham. Fourth place, Chelsea?
Arsenal, Spurs, and City.
City. Oh, I was this close to guessing City. I wasn't sure.
I want to give that to you. Am I allowed?
I mean, that was kind of a three-parter there.
But I figured Arsenal finishing second, I figured you'd remember it pretty well.
I remembered that part.
All right, so I'm gonna give you the point if that's quite all right with you.
I'll take it.
All right, go ahead. Do you want to? Can we just go back and forth?
We'll go back and forth, sure. This is a difficult question, and it's kind of a vestige of a different way I was planning to do this. But I had a look also on my favorite soccer website, Wikipedia, and they have a convenient list there of the top 50 transfers in terms of the dollar value. And I would like you to guess how many of those transfers were leaving English clubs, or Premier League clubs to be exact. And I think if you get it plus or minus 3, you should get the points.
Oh my god, it's so much harder than fill out second through fourth place.
Yeah, not fair.
Okay, well, the score's gonna balance itself out, isn't it? All right, so repeat the question one more time. I think I was in shock and I was dicking around with Google Docs formatting.
So out of the 50 most valuable transfers,
okay,
how many were sold from English clubs?
Sold from English clubs, not English
not
clubs
purchased.
spending the money.
Yes, they were the ones accepting the money.
I'm
Selling
thinking of
for
like
big
it's
dollars.
like mostly players go into like Munich, Madrid, Barca, PSG. Wait, but they're not necessarily going from England
Abroad. So also included in this would be intra Premier League transfers that were just very high dollar value.
So that would mean very few are leaving the Premier League then. A handful.
I mean, some. I mean,
you can't give it away. I get it.
And then also, I mean, you're trying to guess the total number of these. So out of the top 50, how many were bought from English clubs, basically?
I'm gonna just take a stab in the dark. Out of 50, 10.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it just within the 3 window. It was 13, which I think is kind of interestingly low considering, it's supposed to be the world's best league and all that, but it's also the league that is
because the players are already paid so well that you'd have to, and they have so much money in the league that to extract top talent from the league you're gonna be paying a premium, whereas you could just go loot France.
Right.
I feel good about myself. All right, so I
was initially planning on having you try to name as many of the 13 as you could, but then I thought that was not going to be within the spirit of the game based on how you set it up. So then I had to panic and change my questions.
Do you feel differently now? All right, so we each got our first one-off question right. All right, Jeff, your next question. This club has beaten Arsenal the most in the Premier League era.
The Premier League era.
Since the Premier League.
Beaten Arsenal the most. I mean, thinking aloud, I think...
Showing my work.
Spurs would be in that chat because they seem to have our number quite a bit, especially when they're at home. I mean, in the Premier League era, that sort of disqualifies Chelsea and City because there were a few easy years against them. I mean, even Liverpool had some down years, although it's not like we were taking a lot off them at Anfield, but they were definitely not the team that they have been recently. I think probably the most likely answer is United. Is it United?
It's definitely not United.
No?
So Jeff, the answer, which surprised the shit out of me, Everton.
Really? They've beaten us more than anyone else in the Premier League era. Wow.
Yeah, I just sorted your record against every club and then just clicked sorted by wins. Everton have the most wins against Arsenal.
That's wild.
Unless I
Just
read
in the league.
Unless I read it upside down and it's like Arsenal have the most wins against Everton, because that'd be funny. Let me see. Most
I
wins
actually think
against
that might be
Arsenal.
true. Like now that you say that, I feel like I've heard that stat.
I mean, all right, Arsenal
In
league
which case, you should
there's a
be.
Wikipedia article called Arsenal FC league record by opponent. Oh wait, I might have done this wrong. Fuck, damn it! I did exactly that, dude. So
So who's the other side of it then? What's the actual correct
Everton
answer?
has beaten. Or sorry, it's. I clicked on W. No wait.
The-
So it says W is Everton, but I guess that would be wins for Arsenal.
okay. So who's the other side of that equation then?
You're right. It's United.
Wow.
You get a
Okay.
point. Then all that laughter was just because I can't read a fucking table.
This quiz we have failed already, and we are It's a good
It
thing
was
it's not
kind
the
of a
final.
pop quiz, but it's like if the pop quiz is you go to the teacher and you say, "There's a pop quiz right now," and the teacher has to scramble to write the quiz. All right, so you got 2 points from this round. You are at 11 total points. Go ahead.
2 points. What was my other point?
You got United, and I gave you the point for the top four.
Yeah. Okay, so coming back to that same list that you now know is 13 players who
So
have been
lazy.
of the top 50. How many of those were sold from Manchester United?
Sold.
You could
One
try
is-
to name them, I guess. To try
One
to get
is
to the number.
Ronaldo.
That's correct.
No one ever paid us money for Pogba. That's the joke. It's the top 50 most expensive transfers of the Premier League era,
Well, of all time, which is the same, basically.
and not adjusted for inflation and money or anything, just like total dollar amount.
Yeah.
That's because it's not a question I can answer quickly because I've got to like process like a spreadsheet in my brain.
Yeah.
So I shun this question, but I will try to answer it. I want to say one.
Close.
And it's Ronaldo. I can't think of what the second one would be because we don't sell for a lot since him. Like it's mostly been him.
Lukaku.
Ah, right.
Lukaku
because he sold
80
for
million euros.
but we bought him for more than that. So
90.
I in my brain I think
10 million lost.
we just ate it on him.
Yeah.
And then Di Maria might even be up there somewhere.
I didn't as a sell.
Yeah, because we sold him for, was it 50? I think we bought him for 70 and sold him for 50. I thought it was something like that.
Yeah. I do think that he is in.
That's
I don't
fine.
see him right now. Anyway.
So, all right, I don't get that one then. All right. Although I think I put a lot more effort in these questions on your behalf. The Premier League match between these two clubs set the record for single match attendance in the Premier League at 83,222. So you need to name two clubs.
And Arsenal is one of them.
I'm not saying shit. You need to name two clubs.
The Premier League attendance record was set by these two clubs. And these ones are the ones that are like weird. Wait, is the Premier League attendance record?
Premier League.
Oh, because like sometimes these are set like before they had any laws about how many people could be in stadiums, and it'll be like 100,000 in like 1926 or something. But
Premier League.
Yeah.
So since 92, right?
Since ish, right. 80. I mean, I'm just thinking like that sounds like a Wembley crowd, maybe. Like, what stadium could that have been in? It's and it's an actual Premier League game, not some kind of exhibition or some bullshit, right?
Correct.
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say Arsenal West Ham at the London Stadium.
So close. You talked yourself out of it.
Was it Arsenal Tottenham at Wembley Stadium when they were building their stadium? Dang. Yeah, I should have sounded that out.
I can't give you that one, but like it was
Yeah.
agonizing how you just walked right by it. But like, you even had the right rationale. It was at Wembley. Like that's the only place that could hold that kind of number in England. Old Trafford can't.
Good point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you.
Should have got that. I'm dumb.
All right, so you're still at 11 points.
Okay. Do you want a question that isn't having
Schuyler,
to name
so
a
the
list
bottom of the top 50.
Yeah. Name your 10 least profitable transfers. The smallest figures, Schuyler. Let's see.
As long as the game is mostly numbers, I think our fans love it.
Yeah, they love that. Which two players were suspended for Manchester United's 1999 Champions League final triumph?
Fuck. Keane?
Correct?
Goals?
Correct. Put it
Get
on
in, mate! Get in, yeah! So how many points I got?
That puts you up to an even 20. I have what, 11 now?
You have 11, but you're about to have 12.
Oh man.
Who are the two clubs tied for the fewest away defeats in a single season with 0 away defeats in Premier League history? So I'll say it again. This is two Premier League clubs tied for fewest away defeats in a season with 0.
Okay.
Who are
One of
they?
them has to be Arsenal because of the Invincibles.
I guess that would be logic you could employ.
And then, I mean, there's been a couple City and Liverpool teams lately that have just been very, very close to perfect, but I feel like Liverpool?
Arsenal and Manchester United.
Oh, I see what you did there. What season did you guys have no away defeats?
Oh, don't make me look it up again.
Oh,
I've
shit.
got it up on the Premier League record website. Fewest away defeats of the season. Arsenal did it twice, in 01-02 and in 03-04.
Wow.
United did it in 2020/2021. Really? So the COVID season, the COVID season, we lost 0 times away. I feel like I remember a long record where we
That's
had.
interesting.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
because we had 20.
know-
We set the record for most consecutive, which is 29. I guess I didn't realize that encompassed the whole season. I thought it was split across 2.
That would have been a good guess, although it's hard to pick a team to guess then. But like that is the highest away winning percentage of any year in Premier League history is the COVID year because it was empty.
Right.
All right.
But what's weird to me though is that 29 game unbeaten run goes from February 2020, like before COVID. Like we were just starting to get hot when COVID happened, which is such a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
And then it extends through September of 21. But there's not a whole season contained within that range though. So where is the 0 away defeat season in that? Because we must have lost an away game before February 2020, right? Because that's when it starts.
Yeah, that is odd. That's very odd.
That's what it says. Maybe I'm confused. If you're listening, call in.
Yeah.
Why haven't you called in yet?
Are smarter than us. Please take our show.
If you are smarter than us, you might be a redneck.
Take my show. No, really, take my show.
All right, Jeffrey. Is it your turn to ask me a question?
I believe that it is. In Manchester United's 2008 Champions League final victory over Chelsea on penalties, who was the only Red Devil to miss a spot kick?
I really don't remember, so I'm just gonna have to wildly guess. I just remember them all going in.
Hmm.
Ronaldo.
Correct. Good guess.
Yeah, because I remember he scored in the match, didn't he?
Sounds right.
It's either he scored or Scholes scored. I can't remember, but I think I remember that drama. So I'm 21.
You're 21.
I'm too old for Matt
21
Gates.
Savage.
All right, Jeff.
Getting close to being too old for DiCaprio. Let's.
I am too old for DiCaprio.
I'm trying to be too old for Gary Glitter. Come on, hit me, Schuyler.
Thierry Henry is Arsenal's all-time assist leader with 81 assists. Who is second on that list with 71 assists?
Ooh. Cesc Fabregas.
Jeff Vicken is back in the game with a point.
Boom. I was getting close to saying Bergkamp, but Cesc was pretty prolific with the old assists.
So now you're on 12 points, buddy.
All right.
Go hit me.
Your turn. Which player is affectionately known as the King to Manchester United fans?
Can I say a joke answer first?
Yes.
I don't have one. It's Eric Cantona, but I'm like trying to find like where's the curveball in this one? Where's the list the top 7 cars Eric Cantona purchased, sorting by gas mileage?
Well, I could make it a little bit harder here and say which 2 Manchester United players are known as the King.
There's a second, the King?
Yeah. Which doesn't, like, the royal hierarchy doesn't make any sense. They'd have to fight a civil war.
McClare?
Dennis Law.
Oh, I didn't know he was the King.
But the way the question is phrased, it says Dennis Law is also acceptable. Is he like that's like a 70s name.
Well, Dennis Law was, I want to say he was 80s into early 90s, right? Like he just was bridging the gap towards like
into the Premier League.
Yeah, I think. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I could be wrong a couple times. All right, Jeff. Who has scored the most career goals against Arsenal out of anyone?
Which player or which team?
Which player? Sorry, yeah, which player? Which player has scored the most career goals against Arsenal? I'm guessing this is Premier League.
Most career goals against Arsenal. I don't know. I'm just thinking of the guys that like broke our heart the most. Like Drogba seemed to do it a lot, but he did. I mean, how many years was he there? Like Rooney might be a decent choice. Kane. I'm gonna say Kane.
Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney with 15.
How many? Does
Kane
must be close, right?
I know that was an exciting response. Kane has less. I don't know. I had like 5 different websites up to like find all this information. I don't know where it all is now. You want to learn more? Listen to a different podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So you're still on 12 points.
You are on 22, my friend. All right. Which 2 players? Oh wait, sorry. No, I already did that one. My bad. Prior to wearing the number 7, David Beckham wore which number at Manchester United?
Shit. 23?
Close.
25?
He wore 24 and also number 10 at one point, which is that's a weird switch because usually once you get to number 10, well, you could be like an attacking mid with it, but it's just a weird, like once you get to number 10, you just keep it because you're in like that, you're in the money.
Right. If you're in those first 11 numbers, you're pretty important.
Yeah.
Or you're David De Gea. By the way, we didn't talk about how he's probably going to leave, right? Like it seems like you don't let someone's contract get down to like the shot clock.
The thing that I read that I found very interesting is that they gave him an extension to sign. He signed it, but the United side had never signed their side, so they decided not to. Which I find...
Ten Hag was like, "Wait, so you're signing him to be our keeper again at like a 40% pay cut to 200K.
Yeah.
He's on
Still not
300
worth it.
and he's on 375K a
75
week
or something crazy. Yeah.
So if he got the pay cut to 200K, I think he's still the best paid goalie in the world.
That's wild.
It is. So like maybe we move on. Maybe we pocket
Yeah.
all that money and pretty soon we're gonna be making Rihanna Onana jokes. I'm sure.
What's my name?
All right, Jeffrey.
Yes.
I'm asking you a question.
Cool.
Arsenal's worst ever European defeat. I'm asking you all these questions about all this misery.
I know. I'm like, when you won the Champions League, how fun was it?
Because
Scale
if you
of 1
want
to
to,
10.
if you want to ask me about how shit it is to be a United fan, you're gonna have to ask me about recent events, and I'm gonna know all that.
Yeah, you will. Those are burned right into the old memory hole.
Asking me about the success is the stuff I probably don't know.
Yeah, I blacked that out.
All right. Arsenal's worst ever European defeat came from which opponent by the exact same scoreline 3 separate times? So you're giving me the team name. You don't even need to know the scoreline. Who beat Arsenal baddest in Europe? And by the way, free hint, it happened 3 times by the same scoreline.
Bayern Munich.
Okay, you got that one right. Maybe
That's recent-ish, right? Those are like 2015 era games. I think it was like always like 4-0, right?
that was 5-1 3 times.
Oh, really?
That's what it said. Again, if I'm wrong, please.
No, I think you're right. And then the other thing that was really painful about those games is when the away goals rule still mattered, and like we would like come back in the second leg and score like 3 goals and like or 3 or 4 goals sometimes, and it would be like we're like knotted up and still not go through after beating Bayern 4-0 or whatever it was. It'd be insane.
Well, they're a tough team. I wouldn't.
They are a tough team. They were in God mode then. Now I view them very much they have the exact same feel to me as the German national team, where like theoretically scary, but not
right.
Still.
I mean, I think they're scary. All right.
Granted, it's like basically the same team, so that's probably why it feels so similar.
You now have 13 points.
Yay.
All right.
Who scored the winning goal for Manchester United in their 2-1 Champions League final victory in 1999?
Oh, come on. Really? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
You got it, my friend.
If I got that wrong, wouldn't I have to hand in my podcast card?
I can barely name any of the Invincibles, so apparently there's not much licensing that goes on with
But
that.
he was just the manager for 3 years, and all we talked about was him scoring that goal. Like as
I didn't name
world.
Edu, who is currently building my team, so you're in the clear, my friend.
That's funny. All right, so what do I have? 24?
You have 23.
23? Okay.
Yes.
I'm trying to give myself an extra point there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jeff. According to some guy on Reddit, Arsenal has employed the most injured player in Premier League history. Which player is the most injured player in Premier League history?
My knee-jerk reaction, which I don't think is the answer, was Jack Wheelchair, a.k.a. Jack Wheelchair.
He's got it in the name.
But I think it's actually Abu Dhabi.
Point, Jeff.
Yeah.
You've got another point. You're on 14 points. Making a comeback. Don't call it a comeback.
Don't.
Because I already did that.
Yeah, you're just repeating it, and it's redundant, stupid.
Can you?
Don't
Are
do
you
that.
hearing me? Are you hearing me all right?
I am.
I turned my head away.
When you scoot away, you probably have to yell a little bit more, but I can still hear you just fine.
Please tell me if I cut out because I'm looking at this.
Just fine.
I'm looking at. I guess I can just look at it on this computer. All right. Let's see. Am I asking you a question or are you asking? No, I just gave you a point.
Oh, right. So.
Or did you just ask the Ole one? No, Abu Dhabi was the last one.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Okay, we're good. Game on.
Speaking of great Arsenal names, which player holds the distinction of being Manchester United's longest-serving captain?
Joke answer would be Harry Maguire because he's been the captain even after he's not been a player anymore.
That's just the one that has felt like the longest-serving captain.
I think this is someone from before me watching. I think this is like... It's not Keane. He wasn't actually there that long. Charlton?
It's a good guess. It was Brian Robson.
I was gonna. Robson was the other name floating around my head. Fuck. Wasn't that who I said for the King?
No, you said someone else with like a Mac in their name or something.
Did I say McClare?
Maybe. Yeah.
Whatever. Fucking.
Whatever.
This game is. I'm above this shit, man. All right, Jeffrey. Before Arsenal played in Highbury and Emirates stadiums, what was their home ground called?
Before they played in Highbury. Wow. Man, so that's going back when they still played in Woolwich.
This is like the hardest question I asked you in this whole game.
Yeah, wow. That's when they were still south of the River Thames.
If you asked me the same question for United, I'd be like, I have no fucking clue.
I'm gonna. This is a wild guess. This might not even be a stadium, but I'm gonna say Dial Square.
It's called the Manor Ground.
Okay, I've heard
Plumstead.
that.
I figured it's something you might have heard just from like.
I have. Now that you say that, it rings a bell because the reason that we had to move from there was because a bunch of rogue suffragettes burned it to the ground.
That's funny. So women who wanted to vote tried to end Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
I support their rights.
Should have never trusted them. And we reward them for this? No.
All right. Let's do this.
Your turn. Which player took the number 7 jersey after Cristiano Ronaldo left?
Antonio Valencia?
Incorrect. It's Michael Owen.
Oh, damn it. You're right. I get it. We bought Valencia to replace Ronaldo. Oh, that's why I was confused. Because sadly, we did buy Valencia to replace Ronaldo on the right wing. But yeah,
that's such a tough thing to be like that guy.
But it's like they're talking about giving Garnacho the number 7 because there's nothing else to talk about other than what jersey number is every player going to have. And everyone's prevailing opinion is like he clearly wants it, but it's like kind of a crushing number to be given. Like, look at every number 7 we've had since Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Sanchez.
It is weird too, because even like when the very first time that I saw that story brought up, it was brought up in the light of like, oh, like club backing Garnacho to be the next Ronaldo, and it's like, I don't know, like couldn't he just be a pretty good number 7? Like, you know,
is whoever's like a number 4 the next Gary Neville? Like, will he be really good at broadcasting?
Yeah, exactly.
Really good.
You've given Gary Neville the number 4. Are you, or Gary Neville's replacement? Are you backing his media career?
Dude, is it my turn to ask you, or your turn to ask me? So I'm asking
your
you.
Turn. Yeah. Ask me.
All right, Jeff. Arsenal has no anagram, but it does contain 31 5-letter words within it. Say 3 of those words for full points.
Lane.
Wait, hold on. That's a 5-letter word?
4-letter word you're looking for.
Nope, I'm looking for 5-letter words.
Oh. Lanes.
There's one.
Oh man, I gotta see it.
You weren't expecting this.
Arsenal.
You have the word.
Areas.
Yeah, there's 2.
One
more.
Snare.
You did it, Jeff. Other good answers would have been, and I'm not going to read the crazy ones. Arena.
Yeah.
Earls.
Okay.
Urns.
Yeah.
Laser. Leans.
Yeah.
Learn. Leers. Nasal. Nears. Rails, but not spelled like the way you would do in a pornographic film. Reels, which sounds made up like for reals. Renal. Saran, as in the Saran wrap.
What?
Saint,
Oh yeah.
saner, as in all other fans are saner than Arsenal fans. And then Snarl.
Snarl. Oh, that's a nice one. Snarl.
But there was a bunch of nonsense ones that I wasn't expecting to get. But you got a point on that, so you're at 15 points, big man.
Wow. Coming back.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Alex Ferguson famously kicked a boot at which player, injuring his eye?
David Beckham.
Correct.
What's funny, because I was a little nervous, because I'm like, but was that the hair dryer that he threw at him? Because he was...
Do you ever wonder, like
if that's assault?
Yeah, like was Ferguson that good?
Yeah, it was good at the results part of it, and it was a different time, lad.
Yeah.
Players would go out on the piss at night. Out on the piss? Is it out on the lash? Is that what they say?
Both. You can say both.
Look at me.
I think the lash is even more intense.
Nice. Where they go out and they drink until things get hurt. All right, Jeff. No, question 11 of these independent one-offs. What was Arsenal's worst ever EPL finish, and what year did it occur?
Worst ever EPL, so not Premier League.
Yeah, you noticed them.
EFL.
I showed you mercy by trying to limit most of these to EPL.
Worst finish,
meaning worst placement.
Yeah. I mean, before Wenger, there were some clankers in there. So maybe we'll just say like 94, 12th place.
Jeff, that is a point.
Nice.
You did it.
Did I get both parts of that right?
You did.
Wow. Okay.
I was really happy when you nailed it. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, you'd look like a proud father.
First time First time I've ever been proud or fatherly.
No, first time I've ever seen that. You probably
So what's your point total now?
For you have it, right? So that would be...
I stopped counting.
What?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 9. Is that 4? No.
14.
Is it 14? Yeah, okay. 14.
All right.
Wait, no, that's not right. I wrote point and correct. You might have more than that. Hang on.
All right. Well, you do the math.
I think you have
read this question.
16?
Okay.
Because I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 9, 16. You have 16 points.
Which Brazilian twin brothers played for Manchester United?
Rafael and Fabio da Silva.
Correct.
I'm glad I brought them up earlier to get me ready for that point.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, back to the worst ever EPL finish. I want you to go back there. Who was the manager that year?
I think, because they had through George Graham, and then there was Bruce Rioch was the sort of caretaker.
I'm going to give it to you and shut you up.
Which one was it? Was it
George Graham was the manager through the year, but he was replaced by a caretaker when he got sacked. But he was the manager that year.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you have 17 points, and your final question, Jeff, is worth 5 points.
Cool. Louis van Gaal mistakenly referred to which Manchester United player as Mike in a press conference?
Chris Smalling.
Man, these recent ones you're all over.
Yeah, because dude, remember, I just read this shit all day.
Yeah. Okay. And then I will have one more, and you will have one more. Correct?
Yeah. So you got 5 points in this last question here.
You will have a possible 6 points in your last question.
Oh, wow. So
difficult.
Okay, all right, that's fair. But I think I mathematically have already won.
Well, but maybe you get negative points if you say stuff that I think is dumb, because I'm the judge on this side of the table.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, for 1 point each.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, for 1 point each. Who has won the last 5 Arsenal season MVP awards or Player of the Year awards.
Ooh.
For each one you get right, you get a point.
The last 5. The crazy thing is, I'm not even sure if I'm going to get it this year, because this year it came down to Saka or Odegaard, but
And I think you have to designate the year.
So the 2022-20 it's by season though.
Yeah.
So 2022-2023 would be Saka. Or is it Odegaard?
He did not. Yeah, Odegaard won it for this past season. So did not get the first point, but 21-22. Sorry, we have 21-22, 2021, 19-20, and 18-19 on the table.
Okay.
So the year before
it was Saka.
Correct. Point. You got 18 points.
Okay. The year before that, it was Aubameyang.
Incorrect.
No.
It was also Bukayo Saka.
It was Saka again. Wow. He really could have had it 3 years running then. Because I think better argument for him than Odegaard this year. But go on.
Was that his rookie season? Must have been. He's a baby.
Must have been. So then it was Obama the year before that.
Yep.
Yang.
You got that right. And then for the 2018-19 season, who was player of the year?
That would have been... Was that the season before Aubameyang was even there? Jeez. I don't think it would have been Lacazette.
You sure you don't think that?
Was it Lacazette?
Jeff, that's right.
Wow. That's crazy that he was player of the year. I feel like you could really trip up some Arsenal fans. That's not how he's really remembered.
Right, because you remember him still being a player post that season. Yeah. All right, so you finish on 20 points, which is pretty valid. I think that first roster game was tough, and I feel like that's my wheelhouse.
Yeah. All right. Your final question would have actually been much earlier in this, but I felt like I had to break it up.
What are the middle 6 of the top 50 transfers to leave England?
No. Which 6 players in the top 50 transfers were bought by Manchester United? So what are the biggest 6 spending? You could also logically say, what are the 6 biggest transfers in Manchester United history?
All right. That was just so funny that you're like, no, we're not going back to that topic. Back to that topic. So we're gonna say Pogba.
Yes.
We're gonna say Lukaku.
Yes.
We're gonna say Angel Di Maria.
Yes. For 75.6 million euros, you were asking earlier.
And then this was what are the other 3 biggest transfers of the last era?
Of all time, but it's not it de facto of this era because the money has gone crazy.
Jadon Sancho.
Correct.
Antony.
Correct.
And then is there one more? Casemiro.
How much did you guys pay for Casemiro? How was he not on this list?
60 or 70?
Oh, okay. I guess he just missed it.
So there's one more I'm missing then.
We were looking for Harry Maguire.
No, we weren't.
No one was, but you were for 87 million euros, 80 million pounds.
No one's looking for Harry Maguire except Greek authorities.
Well played. You finished with, I believe, another 13,
30?
18,
31?
31. Pretty good.
Passing.
Yeah, actually, that's a C+, which compared to my E, it looks pretty good right now.
E for extra help. We're going to give you extra help, Jeff.
Yeah. E for lean.
All right. Did you have fun? We're at an hour and 40 minutes. That was a long-ass game of games, but I wanted to plan our UK vacation out loud because I'm going to visit you, Jeff, in less than 2 months.
I feel like we've done a fair amount of the planning, but yeah, looking forward to it, man.
I've started using new itinerary apps to plan things in a micro plan and schedules inside of schedules. And that's the exciting part.
That actually does worry me a bit, but yes.
Well, all right. So we're gonna go see like 5 different comedy shows so far. Probably more than that. We're probably gonna ad lib a few too.
Yeah.
Especially in Scotland where we've only got 3 shows.
Yeah, we'll definitely get a couple more going in there.
I'm gonna get to see Mr. Jeff Vitkin perform improv.
That is true. Lucky you.
Is there gonna be some sort of like after party after the show? Like everybody's gotta throw down a few, right?
I'm sure, because I mean we perform like in a pub, so I mean we're not gonna.
Do you
leave.
stay then for other shows?
It depends on the night. I forget that night. Sometimes there's like a double header, but like often if I'm performing, it's probably the later, less desirable time slot, or there might not be anyone following us. But yeah, we'll be around.
Do I know anybody in your group?
Yes. You know Lizzie.
All right. Listen, Pod Fam.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can dox Lizzie.
I mean,
she's incredibly talented.
She's like, she's got an agent. So I feel like once you have that, then you're allowed. I mean, I'm not going to give you her address, but
she's got an agent. But like, I'm saying, should we like say some of the things that she's in? Is that like weird?
Oh, I mean, she's done a bunch. I first saw her doing Dickens here in London, Christmas Carol.
Ooh.
She was the ghost of Christmas Present. She has been in a bunch of stuff. She's been in a Bond movie. She has been in a ton of plays.
Record scratch, Bond movie. Sorry, I knew this. I just wanted the audience to also.
Yeah. But yeah, very talented, Miss Lizzie Vinclair. And let's see, who else do you know? Oh, and you met Beck Hill. I'm not sure if she'll be in that show or not, but she also
another super talented, super hilarious person that I super had a dinner with one time and loved it. Loved every moment of it. And I feel like their success is my success because of that Chinese food.
Yes. That's absolutely how Chinese food works.
It's the transitive power of food, Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah. His fortune cookies are accurately labeled.
So we know one local podcast recording we'll be doing in London in the aftermath of a particularly fiery derby that we'll be attending.
Is that a derby?
I don't know.
United play Arsenal? I thought I had to be local to be a derby.
Maybe you're right. But it's like a rivalry match. Certainly. But who gives a fuck? I said it.
Get your mispronounced British words right, sir.
Labor. Color. But I just wanted to live on this podcast call out Jeff and say, please buy those tickets so that we do not end up not getting to go. Buy those tickets. I will give you money. I will Venmo you so hard.
What? Buy the tickets to the game. Yes, I should do that.
Yeah,
I will do that.
Purchase those bad boys.
Wait, are you telling people to buy tickets to my show?
I want everyone. Listen, all right, Jeff, it's enough time out. Let's plug your show. Do you know where it will be, when it will be, how it will be, why it will be?
What date is it again? It's the 20th. Is it the first?
Plug's not going well so far.
I'll be performing in London at a bunch of.
It's on August 31st, September Eve.
Right.
At 8 p.m., I want to say London time.
Yeah, we'll be performing at the Glitch down in South London. Looking forward to seeing you guys all there. Yeah, and
make it to the Glitch. Support Jeff. Support Lizzie and Beck.
Absolute blast.
Will it be mayhem?
Probably mayhem.
We'll see. We'll see how we feel in the day. We got to go to Dishoom multiple times.
Did you know that Dishoom delivers as well?
I did not know that.
Very good.
I did not know that, but part of me thinks, just as someone who's in town oh so infrequently, that going to Dishoom and eating there, the experience, the ambiance, the service, the people, the cocktails you get made at the bar while you're standing in line, like all of that is kind of a part of the Disney world of it. It is the Disney world of Indian food, in my opinion. but like better
Very
than
romantic.
Disney, better than the quality of a Disney, but the romanticism, yes, of
Because
a Disney World.
they give you booze in the line.
There are lines you need to wait in because everyone wants to go there. There are little snackies that they keep you occupied. It's like a ride where like they keep you moving until finally it's time for the excitement, and then it happens, and it's very quick, but it's very amazing, and there's nothing like it anywhere else in the world.
I'm not saying that this would be my number one use for a time machine, but if I had a time machine, I would love to play that recording for the Schuyler Hunt who was standing in line in the rain the last
Listen,
time.
oh no. If you want to do this, so do I believe in waiting for Dishoom in the rain? No, I believe in either planning ahead with umbrellas, or if it's pouring rain, and I mean like Seattle level rain, go to a different restaurant, go to Dishoom tomorrow.
Yeah.
If there are two screaming children who want to wait in the rain,
True.
who I know don't listen to this podcast, because Jeff would never allow that.
And apparently enjoy Indian food, really.
Yeah, because then they sit down to the dinner this is the only place that they would ever want to eat, and then they don't eat any of the food that's ordered for them. Part of me kind of has a bit of I mean, I don't want to put anyone on blast. But Ava did not eat anything after demanding that we go there.
She is a very silly Billy sometimes.
But she has the reading level of a much better podcast host than either of us.
Yes.
All right. Last thing. Or did you have something you
Send us
wanted
off
to do?
into the sunset with this Sunday League update.
In it. So, Nostalgia FC, not this past weekend, the weekend before, started our new season up. We currently are 2-0 with a plus.
Wait, how did the last season finish then?
Oh, we lost on the last day because we got beaten by a team we should have beat and didn't make the playoffs because of that. This time around, though, we are 2-0. We have a plus 14 goal differential.
Wow.
And we have 0 goals conceded.
Wow. Do you have any goals?
Not only do I have goals, but in the last game, I scored the opening goal by just like straight up attacking the entire team's midfield and defense by myself, getting the ball and getting through 4 players before toe fucking it into the upper 90, like from like a 25-degree angle. Like it was like, and then no one reacted.
What?
on the bench, which I've had people react when I score shittier goals than that. But
That's
like,
funny.
I don't think anyone saw it because the game just started.
No.
It was like a little bit frustrating.
No video.
But it happened. It really happened.
Sure.
I've scored off of my back, man. I can score goals in all sorts of crazy ways. I'm like the Chicharito of New Jersey.
Yeah. You get some Welbeck's ones.
Yeah, I've got some Danny Welbeck level embarrassing goals, and all that matters is that you score.
That they are goals, yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Crushing it. I know everyone's buying me for their fantasy teams, which is a nice feeling.
Plug them in, captain.
You captained me because last week I would have gotten you, I don't know, more points. All right,
Yeah.
This has been fun, Jeff. I know it's 6 a.m. for you now.
Yeah, I gotta go make the donuts.
All right, Jeff. I love you, and I will talk to you soon.
Love you too. Talk to you soon.
Meet the Suckers. Meet the Suckers. A soccer podcast that probably won't last. Meet the Suckers. Meet the Suckers. Schuyler and Jeff don't know how to rhyme. Meet the Suckers and chat.